are not a failure. I really want to talk about this because, as I mentioned in my previous video, I have dealt with unemployment in Germany for such a long time. It was like a few years that I had to go through that situation. And during that time, it was really tough, very difficult. And there were many times in my life, it got to a point that it was so hard, so difficult, that I started feeling really like a failure. I felt so frustrated and like, how come I'm not gonna get a job? Why I'm not be able to get a job if I'm doing everything I can, if I'm doing everything that's possible, everything in my hands. I did everything, and I was like really going against the flow because no matter what I did, it was like I was really going against the flow. It was unbelievable. I felt really trapped, stuck in a vicious circle I could not really get out of. So if you have been in a similar situation, or if you are in a similar situation right now, where it doesn't have to be with a job, no matter what you're going through, where you might have not achieved that something that you want in your life, or that something that you want at the moment, and it's been so hard, no matter what you do, it just doesn't work. Like destiny doesn't want you to achieve that, doesn't want that for you, right? It feels like that. Please do not feel like you are a failure, because you are not. You are not a failure. It's normal to get to a point, let ourselves down and get to a point that we feel like a failure at those times in our lives. It's not nice, but it could happen. And I've been there, and that's why I'm here to tell you about that. Tell you about my experience, how I got out of it, and to tell you that you're gonna get out of it 100% sure. Like I said, the same for my situation with dealing with unemployment in Germany as an expat, especially dealing with unemployment as an expat. The same applies for any other situation, difficult situation that makes you feel like you are a failure, like you have not accomplished something. Sometimes you do not want to admit it, or sometimes you act like it and you say, no, I feel good, whatever, but you really feel like you have not accomplished something. It makes you feel frustrated. It's hard to talk about it. You don't talk about it with friends, with your family, because you don't want to show yourself vulnerable. You don't want to show your weaknesses. You don't want to bother other people about your problems. You don't want to make that bad environment or negative environment or pessimistic, whatever. Of course, it's really hard to deal with something like that in that kind of situation, because we need help, that's for sure. You need to express those emotions, you need support, but it's really hard to reach out to that if you feel like not doing it because you don't want to bother other people, you don't want to show your weakness, you don't want to show that you're feeling how you're feeling. No, it's fine, you're good. Situation is just difficult, but I'm dealing through it, and that's what you say. But really, very deep inside you feel like crumbling down to pieces. And it's a very difficult situation. So stay with me. You are not a failure, and you're gonna get out of it. So like I said before, I want to share my experience with you to motivate you and show you that you can get out of that situation. It's possible, you're gonna get out of it, that's for sure. And now you're trapped in that victim mindset, and that's why you have to really push down and get out of your life, because that victim mindset, that's what really holds you down, and that does not let you just keep moving forward. It's a bit tricky because it's a kind of situation you start getting into little by little, like you don't notice it that much. It's like when you fall in love and things start happening and you get involved in that kind of situation, you don't realize about it, and when you think about it, you're like, oh, I think I'm in love. And that's something nice. Actually, the situation is not nice, feeling like a failure. But what I want to say is that it happens in a similar way. Do not blame yourself, because it's something like it's really hard to predict, and usually it happens when you don't think about it, when you don't expect it. Like, it's little by little, different situations in your life that start happening. Like, I don't know, like losing this and then having this problem about a job, and then losing your job, and then like having a fight with a friend, or losing a friend, losing someone you loved a lot, who was important for you, and then something else happened, and then you lost your business, or you lost some money, and then this and that, and then like little by so many things start happening. Then you feel rejected, and you try to find more jobs, and then something is here, but then it didn't work again, and little by little, when you think about it, you open your eyes and you're like, oh, I'm in a victim mindset. And it happens. So if you are in that situation, it's also important to consider first, like, you're gonna get out of it 100% sure, and do not blame yourself. It happens. We're humans. It's normal. I think everybody, every single person has been through a similar situation, through a very difficult situation, moment where we have felt like a failure. And I think everybody, every single one of us has been at least, or has felt that way at least once in our lives. So do not blame yourself. It happens. And like I said, it's like when you fall in love. Like, sometimes life puts you in a certain situation, so you learn something, so you just accomplish yourself, you grow yourself, you get better. So sometimes it's really impossible to predict and avoid everything. Like, oh yeah, this is my fault. I let that happen to myself. And how come I let all of this happen and get to this victim mindset I am right now? No. What you have to realize, and it's important, is that somehow you got there. Could happen. You can fall down. It happens without realizing about it. But once you realize about it, that's a huge step. Acknowledge how you're feeling. If you're feeling like a failure, if you're feeling bad, it's okay. It happens. Acknowledge it. And don't blame yourself. Understand that that's part of life. It happens to everybody. And see it more as an opportunity, as something that you are learning through. You are becoming a better person. And once you go over it, once you go through all of the situation, it's going to be much, much better. But you have to go through it, and you have to be patient. So besides that, I want to share with you 5 things to keep in mind if you are in this kind of situation, for you to consider, to reflect, and to motivate you to just keep being patient, to trust, and know that it's going to be good. It's going to be okay. Actually, it's okay. I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure it's just like the moment you're at right now, it's more like your mind that is very stressed out, and you feel like you are in a chaos. It's more the way you feel. But actually, it's okay. And little by little, what you work in it and what you get out of it, and start working on yourself, you're going to get out of it. And you're actually going to realize, like, hey, it's okay. It really is. It's most your perception of things, of reality. So here's the first thing I want you to keep in mind, and it's the obvious one. Like everything in life, and like I have mentioned many other times before as well, nothing lasts forever. You're not gonna be forever in that situation. Things keep changing the whole time, evolving, growing. Life changes continuously. Everything is in total change, like every single day, every single minute, every single second. It's changing. Life is evolving, changing all the time. And that's gonna be the same for you. The way you feel, your mental state, your mindset is not gonna stay the same forever. It's not gonna be the same. It's gonna change, 100% sure. So it's not gonna last forever. Keep being positive, keep being persistent. It's okay. You're fine. Number 2, like I mentioned very quickly, is to allow yourself to be vulnerable, to express your feelings and acknowledge how you're feeling. That's necessary, because if you're saying the whole time, no, like I'm strong, and talking to other people and trying to, oh no, everything's fine, I don't care about this, but you know you're feeling like shit and you don't want to admit it to yourself. The point is not to give up. The point is just to listen to yourself, listen to your feelings. What is it that you're feeling? And if you're really feeling bad and like feeling that weight on your whole body, on your back, because of those feelings, express that. Like learn how to acknowledge that. Maybe you can find someone of trust you can talk about this. Maybe you can go to therapy and talk about it, but you really need to release those feelings and acknowledge the way you're feeling. The more you hide it, the more you try to avoid it, the more you try to reject that and say, no, that's not what I'm feeling, but you're feeling awful inside. You can't keep it anymore. You can't keep holding on anymore because it's unbearable. So in that case, please try to talk about it with someone, express that in a different way. I have a different video about how to speak up and expressing your feelings without bothering other people. So this is a good option for you if you don't want to show yourself vulnerable or show your weakness. Try to find other ways to canalize your feelings, your emotions, and to express that. Like you really need to find a way to let that out of your system. But in order to liberate that, you have to acknowledge that and feel your feelings. You have to know what is it that you're feeling. Why? Feel your feelings. Allow yourself to feel sad, to feel frustrated. Be with yourself, like for a really long period of time. Really think about it. Write it down. What is it? Cry if you need it. That's just something about feeling your feelings and being with you. It doesn't mean you are giving up. That's totally different. Number 3 is to understand that everything happens for a reason. Everything. I really have this opinion that everything happens for a reason, and I really try to connect many things that happen in my life before and even right now that are happening as well. And I try to learn one thing at least from everything that happens to me. Like, okay, this happened, and thanks to that, I could do this, or I could do that, or I learned to do this, or I am stronger now. Everything that happens, we could use that for a very good reason, and we can get the most out of it. That's for sure. Even if it seems to be really bad, like, oh, how come I'm gonna take advantage of being a failure right now, of not getting a job? Well, you can take more time with yourself, explore that what you really want to do, and maybe find a way to make your business. You know, there's always an opportunity. There's always something good we can get from that difficult situation, from that time of feeling like a failure as well. Understanding this also allows you to take action, to realize that it's in your hands to get out of that situation and find a solution for it. It's in your hands. The way you react, the way you see the situation, that's what's going to help you get out of it. If you keep being in this like victim mindset, like, oh no, everything happens to me, everything that's bad happens to me, oh, I always feel like, or I always go in these kind of situations, I always meet these kind of people, don't fall into that. Like, and if you're in that trap, get out of it. Try to be responsible from your actions and say like, okay, this is an opportunity, I can get something good out of it, because everything happens for a reason. Once you understand that, you're like, okay, maybe I can do this, and I can act, and I can start like really acting responsibly, not like a victim, whatever, no, but really take action and say, okay, I can explore different options right now. I can start like networking and trying to find ways to make a business if that's what you want, or maybe find a different job opportunities. That's also something that you might want to do. Just as an example, right? Depending on your case, I'm sure there's always something good you can get out of it. And it's up to you to find out what that is. Number 4 is to trust. So important, and something so, it gives you so much peace, so much calmness. It liberates you, it makes you feel free, at peace with yourself. Trust, having faith, know that even if you don't see it, if you cannot understand it, maybe if you cannot really find the solution right now and you cannot really understand, okay, what can I get out of this situation? I don't find it, I don't understand it, I'm stuck. Believe it's gonna happen for sure. There's something good out of it for sure. Start trusting. Everything happens for a reason. And once you start understanding that, you're also going to start trusting and trusting in yourself as well, empowering yourself to do things. Trust, having faith. Even if you don't understand anything of what's happening right now, even if you don't see any solution right now, any kind of way to get out of this situation, even if you feel stuck, if you keep feeling like a failure, because it takes time to wash all that away and get over that situation. It takes time, but even if you feel like that, trust, believe, you can do this, you got this. If you don't believe it and you keep thinking of yourself like a victim and believing you are a victim from the situation and everything that's bad happens to you, all the bad things happen to you, no, you're never gonna get out of it. Of course, eventually, but the more it's gonna take for you to find a solution for it, to be proactive about it. So, really trust. You can do it. Also, trust in life, not just in yourself, but in life. Life is wise. Life brings you sometimes the most difficult situations so that you can learn and be the best version of yourself. Trust and believe that everything that's happening is the best for you. And if you're doing everything you can in your hands, everything you feel is right to do right now, it's fine. There's nothing else you can do. Try to trust. That's what you need to do. Maybe that's something that the thing you're not doing. Trusting and keep having faith. Believe in yourself, no matter what other people say or might think. And number 5, and that's the last one, I want to summarize that in many different things. And it's to acknowledge what you have done already. Look at your past, what everything you have done during the previous year or previous years. What have you accomplished? I'm sure you have so many things. And that's also, I also mentioned in a different video, like how to give yourself credit. And I think that's key. You really have to acknowledge what you have done, because it's not, if you're focusing just on that moment of failure, maybe you're not achieving something, you feel stuck, or you feel really you're dealing with this, like at that time of unemployment, I was just focusing in that situation and I was not able to really look at what I have done in the past and like, hey, I'm here. I started there many years ago when I wanted to start my career. I did not even know if I was going to end up in Germany learning a new language or doing something else with my career. I had no idea, but I have done many things. Now I'm here. You have to acknowledge what you have done and really look at everything you have done for the previous years. It's something you really have to take into account. You really have to acknowledge and give yourself credit for what you have done. Okay, if you could do and you could achieve so many things and get to the point you are right now, you can get out of this situation for sure. That's not a question. Don't question yourself. You know you can do it. You have done it before many times in the past, so why not? You're not going to be able to do it now. Like, you can do it. You can also think about similar situations where you have been a victim and you have been or became, I don't know, change the role from victim to an empowered person, changing your mindset and finding the solution to something you really wanted to do, or achieving something you thought it was very difficult but you finally made it. Think about some previous experiences in your past. If you did it before, you have done it before, you can do it now, 100% sure. It feels like it's not gonna end. It feels like it's gonna last forever. It's really tough, but think about that and be grateful for what you have right now, for what you have done. That helps a lot, and be certain that everything's gonna be fine. The more you keep doing, you keep working on these things, the more you keep improving your mindset and changing like your victim role to an empowered role, things are gonna get a lot better and you're gonna find a way out. So before I finish, I repeat it one more time, and I also want you to think about it as well. You are not a victim, you are an empowered person. Look at the mirror and say to yourself, I am confident, I am an empowered person, I am responsible of my future, and I can do whatever I want in my life. I can achieve everything I set up my mind to. I have done it in the past many other times, and I can do it now as well. I can do this.